Right, here we are once again getting ready to start here on this old air product installation, air conditioning installation that is. Once again, we are a 1971 Mustang. In my case, I happen to be a heater only car, meaning I did not have air conditioning before. So as you look through the instructions that come with this, basically we are starting off with the block off plate. And I don't know how this camera is going to work here, but I'm just warning you ahead of time that this may be a video that's broken up into a lot of segments, etc. If that's the case, I guess that's the way it is. But I mean, I don't know if this phone is like gonna, like if I leave it on pause, it's just gonna time out and then it's gonna shut the video down and then, blah, 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 blah. I can get my other camera out and I can probably take video, but then I got to edit all that stuff together. And again, as I've said many times in my videos, I don't have time for that. So, at least not right now. So to get this information out there, I'm doing it this way, and hopefully you can, tolerate that. Alright, so anyway, the first thing it says is to start with the block off plates. Here it is in the package here, which I haven't cut it open yet, but it looks like you've got the screws here, and it looks like you've got the plates themselves. We'll walk out here to the car so you can kind of see what they're talking about. So when you see here in the fresh air intake, by the way, you can look down in there, and there is the fresh air intake for the driver's side, and then of course there'll be one over here for the passenger side. Now again, I've got the dash all to pieces, and I've got everything pretty well cleaned up, so I don't think we're gonna have any trouble at all. They were all saying like you need to make sure that you clean the area up, etc., so that way you can put the screws in. Well, like I said, in my case here, I've got this insulation here. It's probably going to become a gasket at this point, I guess. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and go get those things, peel the sticky thing off or whatever, or check it out anyway, and put it up here. Because I can remember that before the original fresh air intake actually, it cantilevered in there. If I recall, it kind of hooked on there, and then you pulled it up here and you actually put a bolt right here on this plate. So I don't even know if this plate here will actually ever be used at this point, but we'll have to see if we have to modify this or not. I know the driver's side's a little bit different in that, as I recall, the driver's side has some bolts, if I remember right. Yeah, here we go. See, they've got some studs right here, so I'll have to see, but I might have to drill to be able to put those caps on there. We'll just have to find out, I guess, how that's gonna work. But anyway, I just wanted to start the video off. I'm gonna try to pause it. If it doesn't work, well then I'll make this part 1, and then we'll start making them all part 2, 3, 4 until we're done. There's a good shot right there of the fresh air intake on the passenger side from over here. Just a little side note, if I'm going to be doing fuel injection and a universal type wiring harness with a modern day, fuses, etc. And because I'm plugging those up, I'm actually thinking about getting some aluminum or plastic and building something here to plug this up, because there's really no reason now to leave it wide open. After all, if it's not going to actually be a fresh air intake, what's the point, right? And the other reason why I'm thinking about doing that is, by the way, the wiper motor goes right, here, and it actually has an arm and mechanism in there, so there's some movement going on in there. But I'm actually thinking about running the wiring loom in there somewhat to kind of keep the clutter underneath the dash and whatnot clear and free. So I kind of have an idea. I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but I've been thinking about possibly running the wiring loom inside here, to where wires run across this way rather than underneath the dash back and forth. But I'm not sure if it's a good idea yet or not, but it's a thought, because again, I'm not going to be using it now, and I'm definitely not just going to put those screens back in there and allow water to just go in there just to drain out the side. I mean, what's the point? I mean, you know, because I'm going to be driving this thing in the rain if it rains. I have no intention of necessarily babying this thing. I mean, yeah, it's not going to be out on icy roads, but as soon as the road, the snow melts off to where I've got that, and there's maybe snow or snow piles or whatever, I'm driving this thing. I drove this thing as a daily back in high school and college, even when it was snowing. I don't really, like I said, want to do that if I can prevent it, but besides that, I don't have to now. I mean, it's not my only car, but yeah, I do plan on driving this as much as possible. So again, here we are putting the block off plates in before I get going too much further on my tangent here. And this is the first part of the installation for the Old Air Products air conditioning block off plates. Stay tuned. Okay, so we're back here. It looks like so far the camera's holding up to what I thought it would, but first things first. Okay, so I went over there and I actually placed these block off plates over there at the car. On the driver's side, I have these studs, and actually this thing is going to fit, so I was impressed. I don't have to remove those studs, and I don't have to drill holes to match up with those studs or anything like that, so that's good news there. So now for the quote, I don't know, bad news maybe. Okay, so here's the thing. These things, they don't self-center themselves in the holes. And on, at least in my application, 1971 Mustang here, one of the issues I'm running into is that you've got to actually really be good about where you're placing this on that hole, because again, it doesn't self-center. So if you're off a little bit, basically what I'm trying to get at is that in order to get these screws here to go in there, right, like that, and screw that in there to hold these things in place, and they give you this mastic on here. I don't know why my camera is like doing that, but anyway, because of the fact that you've got this mastic here, that's going to be the sticky stuff that seals it, and it's going to actually kind of glue it up there. But you obviously want to have some sort of fastener up there to hang on to it to where it don't, you know, fall out, because over time that mastic will vibrate and it'll fall out. The thing that you're going to run into is that you've got to get yourself to where this thing is as good as centered as you can get by eyeball. And right now I'm very lucky that I have my car to where the entire dash is removed, and I can get in there upside down and lay down, and I can actually do that. Okay, so if you had this application where the dash was still in, or you're trying to do this at bare minimum, as far as like you're not trying to remove as much stuff, you're probably going to have a lot more to deal with than what I'm going to be dealing with. Okay, as you can see, I'm pre-drilling my holes to put the fasteners in, and I'm putting them as far out on the edge as I possibly can. I know that makes it a little bit weaker when you get it clear out there, but I mean, I think really it's not going to take much to do this. I mean, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. You just get these things in there and you get them snug, and you know, once the fasteners are there and hung on, plus the mastic sticky stuff, then I think you'll be fine. I don't think you're going to have any issue. I'm pre-drilling because I'm going to take this out there and I'm going to stick it up in there, hold it there, and then when I hold it there, that I'm going to get another drill, and I'm going to pre-drill the smaller hole for this thing so that it goes, because I don't think these things are, well, these aren't self-drilling screws, so I don't think they're going to be able to poke through that metal that back there. Alright, so the other, quote, bad news is the mastic. You can see if it's close to the edge, which it was in this particular case, it actually you know, it got caught up in my drill bit as much as I was clear out to the edge. And so yeah, when I peel this off, I'm gonna have to fix that. I will. I'm not worried about it, but my point is that, you know, it's not just a, you know, oh, this is so easy and it's just so bolt on, right? No, it's not. There's some things for you to consider and think about when you're doing this, and this is nothing but the simple block off plate. This is how it all gets started, right here. A simple block off plate for both sides, simple installation, right? But so far, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, I mean, I get it, this is gonna happen, but what I'm trying to say here is that if you are the type of guy who, you know, again, has your dashes completely in the car, and you're not actually going to, you know, you're going to be doing everything minimal, and you're trying not to pull the entire dash out to do this, I got news for you. If you if you think that this is going to be quick, simple, and easy in an afternoon, okay? But I don't know. Maybe it's just that they didn't do this one properly when they laid down that mastic. I don't know what happened, but either way, I'll get it fixed. It'll work. To be continued. Back again with the next step. I've actually taken off the mastic protection sheet. Now you can actually see what it looks like underneath there. One thing that I'm going to warn you is that, because somebody might say, well, why don't you just take and roll the mastic over to here to where you're not drilling into it. Again, as I told you, this is not self-centering, and I also found out that in my application, I mean, if you were to do that, if you were to put this mastic all the way to this area right here, it probably wouldn't stick to anything. I mean, it would be, I mean, that hole that I have in my car is dang near all of this, which is why I'm putting these screws clear out to the very edges, because it's very close to, it's really close. It's gonna work, but it's gonna be really close, and I have to pay attention to that. So something to let you know. Alright, so we're back. I got one left to put in. I think I'm gonna stop the video here actually. I think one of the reasons why my camera is stuttering is because of the fact I am leaving it on pause, and just loading up memory or something. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, wanted to show you this. So this is the passenger side right there. Oh, sorry, right there. Hard to see in this direct sun here, but I got 3 bolts in there. So let's explain what just happened here. So it's awesome that this dash is completely and totally removed. If you're gonna do this, you know, without that removed, you're gonna have a problem, because here I am getting in the car. All right, look at me. I got my feet on the seat back, and I'm underneath here, working like this, which is awesome. It's not awesome that I'm in direct sun. But let me tell you, like I said, this barely fits. It's not self-centering. You really need to be close as much as you can. This one right here I had trouble with as far as the mastic. I'm going to call it the mastic mess, by the way. Every time when I drilled up in there, it would pull mastic out, etc. And I was right on the edge of the metal here, so I had to actually angle it just a slight bit to actually get the drill bit to pilot. Then of course the drill bit wants to walk, so what I ended up doing was taking this and putting my driver on it, putting it up there, taking a hammer and thumping on it to kind of center punch it. It helped a little bit, but it still was quite a chore, to be honest with you, getting this first one here started. I don't know why. The other two actually went in a lot better, but I did actually put the bit up in there and kind of, you know, go over to see how close to the edge I was. Again, I'm really close to the edge, so I'm just kind of, you know, by hand here, hopefully not breaking it, but pushing up on there to get that mastic to actually seal really well. And I got them all to where they, you know, I came down tight and they stopped moving, and that's as tight as I'm gonna go. So right there it is. That is the fresh air vent block off. This is again the passenger side, but again you can see how I'm, you know, in the seat upside down, and the sun doesn't help. I mean, it's supposed to be 102 today, I think it is, and it's already easily 85 or better, if not direct sun, not a cloud in the sky, which is a beautiful day, but you get what I'm saying, and hardly a breeze. But anyway, just wanted to let you know what that's like. And like I say, I think I'm going to stop the video here at this point, just because that pretty much tells you everything you need to know how to get those things in there. And this one over here is going to be a lot more involved, and I know for a fact right now that I'm going to get my tent out and cover myself up from the sun, because it's getting really hot. I'm starting to sweat already really good, and that side's going to be a little more difficult, even just because I've got the brake pedal in the way. I've already got some dash pieces in the way. That door right there, I'm going to have to maybe even move the car over, because these, you know, 71 to 73 doors are really long, and I won't be able to get it completely wide open. I don't know. Actually, I might come in over there and lay across that way and underneath or something. But whole point is that this is the Old Air Products block off plate. All I can tell you is get ready for the mastic mess, because I don't believe you're going to get away from that. Somehow you're going to end up drilling into it, and it's going to end up twisting and pulling, and, you know, getting all gummed up in your bit. But that is the process for the Old Air Products fresh air intake block offs. Great idea, you know, it works, but it's not just a bolt in, my friend. It is something that you will either have a good time or you won't, or, you know, you get really lucky and everything lines up really well. But you have to pay attention. You have to pay attention, because again, they don't fit perfect. They need to be lined up just right to where you can hit metal on all three edges when you put those screws in. And just the way it is, but it works once it's done. Alright, like and subscribe. Come back for the next video of the next portion of this particular install.